Hello everyone, welcome back. So today in this video, let's say in this class, we're going to teach or learn the following things. Okay, we're talking still in LEED foundation. Okay, in this class I'm going to teach you the following. Okay, so let me just make the summary. Triple constraint, the triangle. Okay, system thinking. Okay, and then I'm going to teach you feedback loops. Okay, here I'm going to introduce one of my friends called the Pyrus effect. Okay, so this is what we're going to learn today in this class or in this video. Okay, so just sit back and let's enjoy this class. Okay, so now let's talk about the first topic. It's called the triple triangle. Okay, I call it the triple triangle. Okay, and according to the the LEED exam, they call it the triple bottom line. Okay, it's the same meaning. Okay, you understand the meaning. For me, that is important. Okay, triple bottom line. Okay, what does it mean, triple bottom line? Actually, you call it the triple constraint. Okay, the best thing is the triple constraint. Okay, what does it mean is whenever you're planning to get a LEED certificate for your building, let's say you're planning to get a LEED certificate to your building, to what? Your green building. You want your building to be green building certified or LEED certified. So what you must do is your building must must meet these three constraints. Okay, they are the three constraints on which or basis on which you're going to get your LEED certification for your building. Okay, the first thing is the environment. Okay, the second thing is your economic. Okay, and the third thing is your health and community. Okay, so let's say these are health and community. Okay, so I call it social. Okay, so these are the three constraints. Okay, what does the constraint mean? Okay, let me just actually, this is a topic which I like to talk about when it's like I'm a PMP guy. So let me just give you in a sense of PMP. Okay, it's going to be easier there. Very you can understand the concept. What's the meaning of a constraint? Okay, so in PMP, okay, you're talking about PMP. Okay, or let's say PIM book. Okay, based on the PIM book. We have three constraints: the scope, the time, and cost. Okay, what does a triangle in any? Let me give you. This is like, let's say, the foundations of. Okay, this is the foundation, and what is this? Scope, time, and cost. Okay, if okay, what does a triangle mean? In any triangle, you have to understand this concept. If you understand this concept, okay, then things will be very clear. Okay, so what does a triangle mean? A triple bottom line or a triple triangle constraint means. What does it mean? If something changes, let's say the scope changes, or let's say other thing will also change. Let me just give you an example. Okay, this example makes everything very clear. Okay, so let's suppose, okay, you say, okay, John, you know what? I said, okay, what? I want you to design this building for me. Okay, this is the top view. Okay, floor plan. Okay, let's say this is the top view. Okay, John, I want you to design this building for me. I said, okay, fine. What is your scope? So the scope is what you want me to do, isn't it? So this is my building, okay, and this is my swimming pool, let's say, okay, and this is the entrance. Okay, just a rough sketch. Okay, so for this scope, okay, now this scope is defined. I tell, okay, I can do this design, or let's say I can construct this for this scope. It will take me, let's say, 2 months, just in a rough estimate, 2 months. And I would it will cost you, let's say, 200,000, or let's say, don't want to make a bigger number. Let's say I need to give a number. Give me a number. Okay, let's say 50,000 US dollar. Maybe in my dreams it will cost so much, but assuming, okay. So the scope, this is the scope, and this is the time, and this is the cost, isn't it? This is the scope, time, and cost. So now my question here, okay, my question is, okay, now tomorrow you come and you tell me, John, you know what, you're doing a good job, so how about let me just make another additional scope. Let's say I want you to put, let's say, place one basketball court here. I said fine, it will be my pleasure to do it. So this is scope 1, the initial scope, plus basketball scope S2, isn't it? So if something changes, that's what I'm trying to tell you in this video, the triple constraint video, okay, or let's say the triple triangle video. If something changes, let's say scope changes, so if for this additional scope, that's the basketball court, I'm sure it's going to charge you more, it's going to add cost for that. So you will add, let's say, $1,000 for that. So if scope has changed, sure, cost will change. Also, it will, maybe let's say it will take me 5 days to complete that code. Okay, then I'll finish it in 1 day for a basketball. Well, let's just give you an example, 5 days. So what I'm trying to tell you in this video or in this class, okay, so whenever you think about any triangle, okay, any triangle, you need to think about this thing very clear here. Okay, let's see which color should I use now. We're not use blue here. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is, if something changes, if the scope changes, your time will affect and cost will also affect, isn't it? Let's say another story. Okay, you say, okay, John, you know what? I think we don't want the swimming pool. Okay, so then the time will also reduce, isn't it? And cost will also reduce, isn't it? So this is the story of a triangle. Okay, in any subject or in any field. Okay, when you talk about triangle, especially the constrained triangle. So if you're, that's what they're trying to tell you. Okay, the three triangles, the three components or parts of the triple bottom line or the triple triangle. I'm talking about the LED foundations. Is the environment, economic and social. Okay, consider this social. So when you think about this, you should remember this. Okay, it's either SEE, that is the social, economic and environment. Okay, or health and community. Okay, because I'll tell you one thing. Okay, this concept you're going to learn lots in, like in every exam, in any exam, let's say LEED or PMP or whatever may be the exam. First you learn the foundations, okay, but when you move forward, concept will be clear. Okay, so what you understand from this, what comes in your head now, what question will come so far is, for the LEED foundation, if they ask you what are the triple bottom line, you're going to understand, tell them it's the environment, economic, health and social, or social. Okay, health and community, that is social. Okay, so when you think about triple bottom line, this should come to your head. C. Okay, so what is C? It is the social, economic and what? Environment. Okay, environment, economic and social. I think this is clear. Nothing to speak more about this. So I hope you understood this concept of the triple triangle. Okay, so a triple triangle. Okay, I think this example gave me base on which I could explain this. So this is clear now. Okay, okay. Now let's talk about the second topic. Okay, let me just rub these all things. Okay, I'll just rub it fast. Let me just pause this video. Now it will take time for me to rub this. Okay, we're back. Okay, so now let's talk about system thinking. Okay, we're talking about system thinking. What does system thinking come? Okay, when you think about system thinking, what comes in your head? That you should tell me. Okay, we need to do it like interaction class. System thinking. System thinking. Okay, before we talk about system thinking, let's just talk about system. Okay, so what is system thinking? Okay, let me just give you a small example. Okay, it's going to be easy example, and then you're going to say, John, it's a piece of cake. So let's just tell, okay, this is going to be a little bit of from my PMP background. Okay, so can I tell a project? Okay, a project, let's say an environment. Okay, you're talking about LED, John, you need to talk about LED. Okay, let's say an environment or a system. Okay, it's going to be easier. Okay, let's just tell a project. Let's say a project is made up of phases, isn't it? Instead of saying phases, I'll say it's made up of systems, isn't it? Let me just give you a story here. Okay, explaining in story is easier. Okay, or it will give you more clear concept here. Okay, so the story is like this. Okay, let's assume that just look around your room. Okay, this is your room, let's say, and we have different elements or components. Okay, which make a system. Okay, maybe this is your switch. Okay, switch is generally represented like this. Okay, and we have your air conditioning unit, okay, and let's say you have your light, let's say bulb, okay, representation of a bulb, and so you have different components. So for us to be here, okay, for me, let's say there is outside somewhere, your power supply from your generators coming out, okay. I do not want to talk too much about this, okay. So this is a step down transformer, and you get power to your house through the switch, okay. Let's raise your switch, okay. There is a panel, okay, we don't want to talk about that. So switch, you on the switch and you get light. So this is a system, isn't it? This is one system, isn't it? So what I'm trying to tell you is, it's not just I have a bulb, I'm going to get light here, I'm going to get light here. No, it's not the story. So you need to have a system. So what I'm trying to tell is, a system is made up of a couple of simple components, isn't it? Components. So let's say elements, components or elements, isn't it? Like for example, okay, let's just talk about a simple example here. If I want to on this bulb, so what do I need? Sure, I need first electricity. Electricity from where? That's from the step down transformer, the transformer. From there, it will go to your, let's say, your panel, isn't it? Okay. From there, it will go to your switch, isn't it? There's a panel here, power panel, goes to a switch, and from the switch, it goes to your bulb, isn't it? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. So system is what you should always think as system thinking. Okay, you can't just tell that if I have a bulb, I'm going to get it lit. No, you have systems, so elements to be done. So you always think as a system. Okay, just remember this. Okay, system thinking is what you need to think as a whole. What I'm trying to give you, the lesson from this part is, elements do not work in isolation. Okay, in isolation. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What I'm trying to tell you is this. Okay, what I'm trying to give you message here is, if you have a bulb or any element, you need to think as a whole. Okay, now this bulb is there. Okay, I'm not talking about the air conditioning. So when this heats, it's going to reduce your, let's say, increase the temperature of your room. So this guy has to heat more, cool more, isn't it? So you know, think about everything. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you in system thinking. Okay, hope this much is clear. And we're going to talk about now feedback loop. Okay, next part, and this, my friend, physis effect. Okay, just pause in this video, just clean it, and we'll be back. Okay, we're back. Yeah, I just cleaned it and I just wrote this. Okay, in system thinking, there's something called as feedback loop. Okay, feedback system. It's how your system works. Okay, there are two types of loops here. Okay, you need to understand: negative feedback loop and a positive feedback loop. Okay, what is a negative feedback loop? Okay, I give you a best example is your thermostat. Okay, what is a thermostat? Thermostat is a device. Okay, it's a device. Okay, it's a device, an element. Let's say it's an element or a device which basically controls the temperature of your room. Okay, it's like self-control. Let's give you the word here. It's called self-control. Okay, self-controls what? The temperature, isn't it? So you did not, example, let's say in new buildings, let's say in most of the air conditioning, there is something called as a thermostat. So you can say 23 degrees Celsius. Let's give you an example. Or let's say 25 degrees Celsius. You keep it to 25, automatically it will keep this temperature. It will maintain this temperature of 25. Okay, that is the meaning of negative feedback loop. Okay, so it is self-control. I think this word negative gives in my opinion, it gives a wrong meaning. Negative feedback loop means it has self-control. Positive feedback loop means what? Let me just give you, it's like the example here I would give you is like, for example, population growth. It's like, for example, population growth. Okay, what does it mean? Population growth means what? Now, for example, in your building, you design a building. Okay, now how many people are entering? How many people are exiting? Can you control that? No, it's a positive, isn't it? So you need to think about that also. This is the meaning of feedback loop. Okay, now what does a prices effect mean? Prices effect means what? Okay, let me just give you a story here. Okay, just fast story, and then we're going to stop this video class. Okay, this prices effect means what? Okay, let's assume that you have an old building. Okay, an old building and a new building. Okay, in old buildings, this such technology is not there. What? Thermostat is not there, and whatever may be the story. Okay, we don't have these. In new buildings, you might have sensors. If they are blocked, no point. So what I'm trying to convince you is, in a Pisces effect, what he means to tell is, if you have the information, but if it is not convenient for anybody, no use of having that information. That's the meaning of Pisces effect. Okay, everybody, I think everybody had a wonderful class. Take care and see you in the next part. Okay, bye.